So the question is now, individually, what is my purpose? What do I love? How do I put that all together based on the journey of transformation? What is my self-expression of who I am as a part of God and as a human being to the world? What is it that's inside me that I want to give to the world? What do I want to express? It's not a giving, it's an expression. You're not giving, you're not like, oh, well, I'm not going to give and not receive. You're expressing who you are. And as a byproduct of what you're expressing, you give because that's what you want to do. You want to give. You want to make other people feel happy because you're happy. Once you make yourself happy, it's not even making yourself happy because to be happy, you think you need to be up. And when you think you need to be up, you just look for everything that gets you up. And then after that, you realize, well, I'm high, and then I get down. And I'm not happy, and now I'm sad. And it's more a question of what brings you a deep sense of joy from your core being. What is that makes you tick, knowing that you are you and you are a part of the whole? Once you have that understanding and that knowledge that you are not what you've been thinking for the last 25 years, you can start from here. You can start from your past experiences and what you've looked back on your life and what you've loved, and you can also go forward having new experiences that will teach you things, and you can go into certain situations knowing that this is what I should be I should be receiving this experience and not forcing it. And when you start to receive the experience and when you start to receive what is coming instead of grabbing at it like an addict, then you'll be able to sort through the bullshit. When you grab at everything that comes by, like boom, 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 you never have any time to watch it pass so you can pick out what you want. When you watch it pass, go, bam, that's nice. Yeah, I want to do that. No, oh, that's nice. No, I'm not about that. I don't want that. I want to let that pass. Because the good and bad is part of our thoughts in our head, then we have to be able to differentiate between what's, the good and the bad. Being able to watch the bad go by and see the good too. And to be able to see the joy in this whole entire experience. My passion and my love is based around expressing my deepest self. It's not about enlightening other people. It's about expressing what comes natural to me and what I love. It's not about forcing myself into someone else's reality and saying, look, here I am. Now let's get fucking enlightened. That's seeking yourself in the world. And that's trying to find who you are in something that is outside of you. When we've been conditioned to think we're just this poor little me and this victim in this world, we don't realize that we're self-expression of the universe, of such a bigger part of who we are. And as an individual expression, I'm one part of the whole expression. And it frees me up to be expressed, to be who I want to be. And it doesn't mean I need to act like him in order to be me. And it's such a, when your thoughts start going and you get lost in thinking and in thought and in conditioning, and you don't know where you are and you're not happy and you don't know what's been happening, and you blink an eye and here you are in a job you don't like and nothing seems to be going your way, that's basically your grace. That's your teaching lesson. That's your lesson. If you can look at your life objectively and be like, okay, well, this isn't what I want. Now let me search inside myself and my past experience and my model of the world for what I do want. What is it that I do want? Because if you spend your entire life doing what you don't want, then then you're going to only find, that's why they say failure creates success. Because when you get down to it, you realize, no, this isn't me, this isn't me, this isn't me, this isn't me, this isn't, oh, I like this, I can do this, oh, this rings a bell with me, oh no, it's not what I want. And then you keep getting down to it. And then you finally take a deep breath and you're like, I am that I am. And I am expressing what I want to express. And sometimes that may be anger and that may be sadness. But a lot of the times there's a joy there and there's a love and there's a compassion. And when I break down the walls in my head and I break down the rigidness of how I was conditioned and how I was brought up, you realize that you're limitless. You can be whatever you want. And that's why inspirational stories on, real sports and we see on TV and Netflix documentaries that are inspirational to us. We see someone with no legs doing somersaults and being a gymnast, and that's inspiring. But they weren't brought up with any conditioning. They weren't brought up saying that you're little me, you're Brandon Sadie, you're 5'11", you're a baseball player, you go to college, you're Jewish, you get a nice degree. They're not telling us that you are the universe. They're not telling you that you can create what you want. You're a self-expression of everything that there is. You're expressing love. You're expressing who you are to the world. And that's the truest thing you can do. Inauthenticity is what kills us. That's what creates cancer, is acting like who we aren't and covering it up with habits and addictions. And there's a vehicle in your life that will arrive, that will basically row you across the river, row you across from this side to this side. And in the middle, you're going to hit rapids and you're going to get tossed around and you're going to be confused and lost. But knowing that on the other side is a journey and a growth and expression and love and peace and happiness and your passion, then it makes the ride worth it. And that's what Your Tour is. Your Tour is a global movement that basically teaches self-expression. It's me. It's what I love, and what I love is a nice night on the harbor with my friends. And I like to go out and party with them sometimes, and I like to play sports with my friends, and I like to hang out with my girlfriend, and I like to have sex, and I like to smoke weed sometimes. I like to go to concerts, and I like that I know what music to pick at certain times, and I know what places to go to at certain times, because I spent my entire life basically preparing for this moment. And that's my individual expression, is that I can create vibes, and I like beaches, and I like to do yoga, and I want to give that back as an expression to other people to allow them to transform their lives, because it transformed my life. And there's something about being out with people you love that makes you, that brings you out. They bring it out in you. When you're disconnected from them and from that which is you, then you're inauthentic, and there just stinks of, that is your game, and that's the individual suffering of life, and that is how it is. And we can only go from now. We can't look back in the past and say, oh, well, this is what made me this, because it only starts now. If the minute you wake up is the minute you wake up. I mean, they're two different lives, basically. I mean, when you're able to breathe out what it is you don't want, breathe in what you do want, you'll be able to change your life. And you'll be able to call into being what you want, because you're a creator. You're a hand of God. And when you look for God, it's such a jumbled, a mumble-jumble word that you'll never find it, because it's your self-expression that is lit by the presence of God that allows you to be you. But you have to know that you're one part of the whole. And together, everyone self-expressing together makes the whole. And that's what makes us, that is what is us. And we watch videos on YouTube and we meditate basically to get rid of all of the unworthiness that's covered up conditioned our lives. If we were never conditioned, we never would have to meditate. We would grow up intrinsically. We'd grow up with a pure mind. And we would only put things in our mind that we wanted to. And we would be shown who we are and our true powers and our limitless powers. We can create anything. And that's the movement, is we can go from here to here. We can transform our lives through understanding and through getting limber and going to the gym and having fun and finding things we love. And that's how we can transform our lives. Peace and love.